We were looking at potentially investing in Whangarei, but we love Mangawhai, and our parents have a house just up the road in Mangawhai, and we sort of wondered maybe we might be able to afford Mangawhai. We contacted 3 different companies, and Keith Hay was the first to respond, and I felt very comfortable with Keith Hay because my parents have built with Keith Hay, so that made us feel a lot more secure about things like it being transportable. And
every time, like, if I mentioned it to the bank, even mentioning it to the advisor, they were like, yeah, Keith Hay is a really trusted company. Yeah. So basically anyone I talked to said, oh yeah, Keith Hay, a trusted company.
Our mortgage broker was happy. So we bought the land, and then we had a fixed price contract, so we knew exactly how much it was going to cost, and it was exactly what we had on paper. We did decide to do a couple of upgrades, and I'm really, really happy with the upgrades that we did. We'd already upgraded the kitchen and we added some extra cupboard space because that's important, but we decided that we wanted to add an extra bathroom and ensuite, so that was great, and we also added the splashback to the kitchen.
Having that fixed price contract and knowing exactly what's going into the build, what's covered, everything outside the build like site works and council stuff as well, just understanding all that was really good.
Yeah, no, they kept exactly to the fixed price, which was amazing because we had that going through COVID and all the prices were escalating, so we never had any concerns about that. So it was pretty amazing to actually get to the end of the build and no, crazy amounts of debt or anything like that. So that was good. It's been quite straightforward actually. It's not something you'd expect to be straightforward, but it has been for us. It's been straightforward. So we did the 95 first choice plan, but we changed it to the box gable. And the nice thing was is we were just at the point where the new plans were just released, so there are 3 styles. So they called us up just before we signed our papers. Do you want to try one of these new styles? So we went with the box gable. It's just beautiful. The house just looks a lot more modern. And we had a real estate agent just drive by the other day, and they said to us, they were keen to know where the house was from. We said Keith Hay, and she said that by changing to this style it probably added an extra 150k to the value of this place, and that they'd sold one similar recently. So we really like the style, and we really love the new look of some of the houses. We've done the 3-bedroom, which has given us lots of space in the lounge, which has been good, and the ensuite was quite a common change, and then we changed the kitchen to the C plan for the kitchen. So all of those little changes, they just made a big difference. It's not like we went in, we're too crazy about changing colours of taps or anything like that. We're just but just those little modifications.
We also respected that the plans have had a lot of work and engineering and architecture sort of going into them as well, so to maintain as much as that as possible, we considered that as well, just to make sure you're getting a quality house that's tried and true, but that we can make modifications where that suited us as well.
They connected us with Resene, so we headed into Resene in Newmarket, and we sat down with a colour consultant.
Yeah, the fact that we had a colour consultant sort of okay those colours, I was happy because you've got a professional there.
We left Resene feeling very comfortable.
Yeah.
We live in Auckland, so we're not near Mangawhai, although my parents did come and check on the house and enjoyed heading down to Warkworth and having a nosy. But yeah, you do feel a lot more secure that the house is being looked after, and you know that there's a team of people working around on multiple houses as well. I think there's a higher availability of the contractors doing work and things because they're working on multiple houses, so you know that the house is being well looked after in the process, and that definitely made things less stressful for us during lockdowns. Outside of the build itself, they did all the foundations, they did the decks, they've organised the water tank and all the connections to the power and fibre, and everything was done, so that made it easy as well. Again, we didn't have to predict how much it would cost to put the house on piles or any of those things. That was all part of the package that we did, which was great.
Yeah, we also included a driveway and a path, and just to make it that more complete as well. It was all part of the contract. So.
Yeah, I definitely think that's the way to go, as opposed to doing the house. And it's also a lot easier when you're organising finance with your bank, just to include everything, just get it all done.